A thread by Soul War. Trump's launch of Operation Legend expands. I've covered what's happening in several threads, but now I'm going to tie them all together to show where President Trump is leading America to a world where the stability of rule of law improves the lives of every American. What President Trump is doing is not him reacting to current events. President Trump moved in the circles of the elite left for decades before becoming president to stop them. He knew Democrat governors and mayors would do what they're doing to stop him. So he's prepared the battlefield very carefully. The First Step Act will free up over 5,000 federal prison cells by 2021. To give you perspective, 43 federal arrests of Portland Antifa caused the Democrats to run to Antifa's rescue. Nancy Pelosi tweets, "We live in a democracy, not a banana republic. We will not tolerate the use of Americans as props in President Trump's political games." The number of hardcore Antifa in Portland is minuscule. 1,200 to 1,500 enablers, supporters, backing up about 300 agitators. Trump freed up federal prison space to undo what he and many Americans see as an injustice done to the Black community. First Step freed the nonviolent. President Trump knew he was going to need those cells freed up for the real problem running amok on America's streets. The people I refer to as the demonic and incorrigible. Trump is going to phase the nonviolent out of prison and put the worst of the worst where they belong. Next, he and Attorney General Barr ramped up Project Safe Neighborhood in many U.S. cities to begin taking off the streets the hyper-violent criminals Democrat-run cities refuse to keep locked up. Many of them are going to be placed in the federal system where there's no parole. This wouldn't be necessary if Democrat-run cities and states would enforce the law and keep violent repeat offenders locked up. They won't, so now the federal government will do it to restore order and save lives, as Democrats fight him every step of the way. Lori Lightfoot, Mayor Bowser of D.C., de Blasio of New York City. Operation Legend will grow and get the results the American people are demanding. As the Democrats resist tooth and nail, terrible optics, but they won't be able to stop. They can't. Why? Why can't they support law and order? I can answer that question for you. Here's why. Because the Democrats are partners with international criminal organizations, including terrorists. This is why they fought against Trump's wall so hard. Instead of deploying their National Guards to secure the border, they put up a sign. Now you know why. They're addicted to billions in narco dollars. I have bluntly told you, many of our politicians in DC are bought by foreign nations. Well, when some of those nations are state sponsors of terrorism, can collusion with cartels be far behind? Nope. The border is a hotbed of corruption. Moving to this statistic. Read it and weep. The 2018 Annual Report and Sourcebook of Federal Sentencing Statistics reports non-citizens, primarily illegal aliens, make up 7% of America's population, but commit 42% of federal crimes. This is a number that the mainstream media will never tell you. The number of illegals in the United States comprise 7% of our population. They committed 42% of federal crimes in 2018. That glorious wall is looking better and better, isn't it? The remaining 42% of federal crimes, what percentage of state and local crimes are they committing in your communities? The wall is going up and the cartels are hurting. Does this put the left's screeching to disband ICE into perspective? They took the cartel's money. Another point, Trump determination to deport or imprison MS-13. Do you know how MS-13 got disseminated into every major US city so quickly under Obama? They were fast-tracked on your dime. US Immigration Services bust them all over and you paid for it. Well, why would the Democrats do that? Easy. MS-13 were going to be the cartel's muscle and throwaway assassins. The cartel's people are valuable, you see. Need someone to get the message or die quickly, send a throwaway. The Dems allowed them in at the cartel's behest. So, when President Trump won what I call the border war, the cartels are diminished and are now hurting. When the improved E-Verify goes into effect in 2021, illegals who refuse to get legal will lose their federal benefits. The flood of illegals leaving will stun many. The 7% of the US population will dwindle to about 2%. The incentives that drew them for decades are being ended unless they can attain legal status. As the exodus occurs, the US crime rate will drop by at least 50%. The benefit will be seen almost overnight. My last point, people are being told those federal teams are headed to Chicago. You are being told other cities will soon see them too. Yes, you are being told this. The feds have been there all along for months, studying, researching, compiling intel. The Democrats' mask has fallen away, their true face now seen by all. Chaos is their coin. They are morphing into something inhuman before our eyes. Trump needed everyone to see this before he acted. We are being immunized to keep this from ever happening again. The effectiveness and swiftness of those federal teams will stun many. The feds know who all the troublemakers are. So did the Democrats who enabled them. Rejoice. Dawn is coming. One last note. Perfect. President Trump couldn't ask for better optics. For him, not them. Some leftist lunatic equals Operation Legend is state-sponsored terrorism. Folks, President Trump kills terrorists.